So there's a video of a very certain angry Canadian guy where he spends about 11 minutes ranting about the Roman Empire and libraries and doesn't tell you a single thing about these headphones. It is funny. It's quite hilarious, actually. But some of us want to know if these Sennheiser HD480 Pro are any good. So I'm going to tell you in the next 30 seconds. These sound excellent. They have a really nice and pleasing, dare to say, flat response. I mean, it is made for mixing, so you would assume that they have this kind of like accurate sound signature, meaning that if you're mixing, if you're listening to music, you will hear the correct sound from them. You're not hearing some overhyped bass or mids or treble or anything. Everything's well balanced and actually very pleasing. So I'm going to tell you what I'll be covering in this video. So in the beginning, I'm talking just generally about the headphones and how I feel about them and just some brief overview. Next up, I'll be talking about a multi-genre test playlist that I use to listen to headphones and speakers and everything. After that, I'll be comparing a mix that I mixed in monitors and then in the headphones. After that, I'll be talking about the bleed. And then I'll be talking about the comfort and what I've noticed with many headphones. And I have experience with a lot of different headphones. My daily headphones are the AirPods Pro 3. I've had the Pro 2 and 1 and everything. I've had the Audio-Technica, what are they called, like M50X or something. I've had the Sony MD-7506 and a bunch of headphones. And all of them have their own kind of like sound. For these, I think they actually sound really balanced. So that is something that I really appreciate with these. I should mention the video is sponsored because Thomann, they sent this out to me to test it out, but they did not pay me or they did not tell me what to say or what to do. I just pitched an idea and they liked it. So here we are. When I got them first, I took them immediately out of the box. I plugged them into my computer and started listening to some music. And I was pretty blown away immediately. These are passive. They are very lightweight. They're really light. The cushioning here is very thick, but it's extremely soft. It's like the softest I've ever had with any headphones before. So the fit and the comfort is extremely nice. But I was impressed because I noticed that I put them on my ears and I almost thought that I had some noise cancelling happening, but it's the cushioning and it's the closed back design here that really encloses and keeps, you know, sounds from the outside, keeps them away. Almost feels like noise cancelling, but in a passive way. So it's nice. All right, so there's one thing I didn't mention. We get this really nice cable here. It has a coily end here where you plug it into whatever you're listening from. And then we get this really nice kind of like XLR style cable, mini-XLR, with some coil here as well to like kind of take the strain. Like if someone's pulling or something, then there's a little bit of there to keep them safe. So you plug them in, they're very secure, and there it is, left and right. And of course, adjustable band and all that stuff, you know, pretty standard stuff. Again, they are so light, everything is so smooth and soft and comfortable. So when you put them on your head, I can barely hear myself speak, or it feels like I'm listening inside my head here. I talked about this kind of like multi-genre Spotify playlist that I use to test headphones and speakers and stuff here. So I'm not going to go like through the whole playlist here, but there's a few songs that I want to mention because this playlist covers a lot of different sounds, different genres, there's a lot of different things, and I will mention that here. I will also link this playlist down in the description if you want to check it out. There's some cool songs here, just, you know, for the sake of listening to cool music. Okay, so when I say this is multi-genre, I mean it for sure. So the first song here is called Blue Skies by a band called Fixation. I think they're like Swedish or something. This is kind of like a metal, modern metal thing. It's a very heavy and dense mix. The low end is pretty tight, but there's a lot of high mids where the guitars are and where the vocals are, and everything's very dense, and these translate really well for that. Next one is Angel by Massive Attack. This is not a new song, this is an old classic. This song definitely is doing different things than the song before. This one is covering a lot of like the low end, really low end. But there's also a few things here, like there's this snare that is really snappy and quick. Not all speakers can translate that snappiness accurately. So that is an indication of a good speaker. But then the mix also, it starts very minimal, very low endy, with a little bit of like high end, but not much in the middle. And then it builds and builds and builds into this huge mix towards like the middle of the song. So very, very recommended if you want to test like subwoofers and stuff like that. These headphones here, I'm listening to this like quite loud right now, and I can hear all of the details of the sub, and I think it sounds just so nice. I'm gonna go through a couple more songs quickly here. So this is Zanny by Billie Eilish. This is gonna be a not dense mix, but it's gonna be super duper mega low end heavy. The sound quality is insane in this song. Or the sound quality, the production. We get a lot of low end. There's a little bit of this snare with the brushes. You got the delicate voice. Everything is so like delicate and in its own place, and it sounds awesome. And then when it goes towards the pre-chorus, chorus-ish, you get this heavy, distorted bass, which sounds awesome. And the voice is also distorted along with the bass. Brilliant. Yeah, there's just so many good songs here. I could go through all of them. Let's briefly mention 2 more songs. Next one is called The Most Cursed of Hands / Who Am I by the band The Deer Hunter. This is going to be like a classic band, full band, analog sounding, really nice mix. So it's got like acoustic guitars in the beginning, it's got some vocals, reverb, acoustic drum kit. Everything is very natural. There's no fake instruments, there's no synthesizers or anything. Everything is just like real band playing and well mixed. Definitely going to be recorded through like a big mixer and everything. So this is like a really nice sounding mix. Starts minimal, builds up and builds up. It's a long song, but it's insanely good. And then the last one I want to mention is called Dernière Danse by Indila. It's like a French song. So this one is kind of like minimal. It's got the string section, and then we get the vocals, and then this song builds and builds and almost becomes a little bit of like a techno-y kind of song. Everything is so punchy, the vocal is very crispy and smooth. So yeah, there's another like 10 songs on this list that I recommend you checking. Anywhere from like techno to heavy metal to this like bass solo-ish kind of song to, just check it out. It's really good. All right, so in this section, I'm gonna go quickly through a mix. This is my band GRJÓT, and this is our last song that we released called Blodröður, or Blood Red in English. I initially did the mix on these monitors here, the Kali Audio LP6 or something, which I really like. I think they sound nice. I think I've been using them for a few years now, and I've grown like accustomed to them. So like I know how they sound. I can pretty much translate easily through them, any kind of mix or like song. So like I know them really well. Thing is, like my idea was to check the original mix in the headphones and see if I can kind of like hear or come up with any glaring difference or anything that I feel like I need to improve that I could do on these here. I mean, these are expensive headphones and they're meant for mixing, they're meant for like recording and monitoring and everything. So like in the studio. So I thought like if I were to hear a difference or if I'm able to kind of like squeeze a little bit more out of the mix, then that means certainly that these sound good. And what I did is I've already done the comparison. So I'm gonna put these on here just for the sake of the imagery here in the video. I think the original mix sounds pretty good. I mean, it's a heavy metal song, it's fast and everything. I think it sounds pretty cool. But what I noticed is that when I started listening to the mix through these headphones here, there was a few things that I noticed. Like I wanted to make the guitar here that is kind of like over the rhythm guitar, I wanted to make it a little bit like bigger and wider, denser in the mix. I wanted to make the guitars louder, but I didn't want it to be overbearing. There's a few things to kind of like make the mix sound more cohesive and just tighter. So I feel like I managed to do that. First, I'm going to play a part of the first mix and then the same part of the second mix, so you can hear them side by side. There's also one thing worth noticing about these is that because I'm already pretty happy with the original mix, my idea was that if I'm not improving on these too much, if there's just like a small thing here, a small thing there, then that means that these are translating a mix that I like. It's translating monitors that I know, that I've grown accustomed to. That means that these will complement me really well. So that means I can use these monitors, I can use these headphones, and they will work for me fairly seamlessly. So that is something that I did experience. So I can kind of hear the mix that I did initially, and I can listen to that through here, and it's not jarring. So that means I will definitely be using these in the future. I'm really grateful that I got them because I will be using them a lot. Okay, there's one more thing I want to do because I was making a little bit fun of Glenn Fricker. Sorry about that, but it's just good fun. There's one thing that he mentioned that is really fair about these headphones, and that is because they're closed back and they have this kind of like isolation with the pads and everything, that if you're doing tracking and if you have click, then the bleed from them should be very minimal. And like he said, he spent a lot of time like trying to edit out clicks when people are playing along a drum set or vocals or acoustic guitar or something like that. I'm not going to be recording any of these kind of things, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this microphone that I'm talking into here, which is picking up my voice and is fairly like loud, and I'm going to emulate that I would be, for example, like a singer or acoustic player or something. I will have the headphones on, I'm going to press record and have the click quite loud. The same loudness that I probably would if I were performing something in a recording. And I'm not going to change the level of the microphone here. So this is actually really close to the headphones, you know, not too dissimilar from an actual mic that would be recording your vocals or your guitar or something like that. It's not a scientific test, it's just a test for fun, and then we will see how it goes. So right now I have a click in the headphones and it is quite loud, so I would have to be monitoring really loudly my voice or a guitar or something, and I would still hear the click really well. So I don't know how much this is isolating from the microphone here, but we will find out. I'm pretty sure it's going to be good. There is one last thing that I'm not really going to be touching on, and that is like the test with the glasses, which is another thing that Glenn mentioned. But, you know, I guess for some people that is going to be very important because some people wear glasses on a regular and have to use it. So I would imagine that this is going to be extremely comfortable for those people because the cushioning is just, I mean, like this here, it's such nice dampening. It's so soft. It's ridiculous how soft this is. So without being a user of glasses, I just use sunglasses, I assume this would be comfortable. I assume this would be good for those people. Without that, they are incredibly comfortable. I have used them this short time that I've had them. It's like a week now, but I've used them extensively, and like I've had them on my head for a long period, and I just, you can barely feel them. I would love to try them on an airplane or something just because of the comfort. So in the end here, are they worth it? They're priced at $399, and apparently there's a $439 for the case or something. I got the case. It's nice. I don't need it, but here it is. I probably won't be using it unless maybe if I'm traveling, but if I'm traveling, I'll be doing this here. Are they worth it? I think so. They are not budget. They're not meant for the person looking for cheap headphones. This is for the person who's looking for a really nice listening experience. I mean, if you just want to enjoy music on a pair of headphones, these are going to be amazing. But if you want to track music, if you want to mix music, if you want to do anything creatively with headphones, these are going to be really, really, really good. Yeah, I can definitely recommend them, not just because I got them for free, but I do enjoy them. They are great, and they are worth the money for sure. I have affiliate links down below. Please consider using them if you want to get a pair of these. That would help out my channel greatly at no extra cost to you. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please let me know what you think about it down in the comment section below, and I will see you in another video.